G. Welcome to the final module of the um, mathematics part for mathematics for machine learning. पिछला module हमने complete किया है, that was probability. Yeah. So basically we did linear algebra, um, we did um, analytical geometry, vector calculus, matrix decomposition, and then probability. Yeah. So we spent quite a bit of time on probability क्योंकि जो statistical theory है उसका बहुत ज़्यादा link है learning के साथ, जो कि machine learning, deep learning, all of that is included there. Now, if you recall, when we were taking introductory lectures in machine learning, पहले 2-3 हफ्ते हमने काफ़ी डिटेल में we saw the landscape of machine learning. We also looked at what kind of learning mathematics have you seen before machine learning, right? And we saw that there were already iterative solutions, iterative methods that you use in mathematics, in numerical analysis, computational methods already, and they come very close to what machine learning is built on. Yeah. So for example, we had seen this already, roots of a polynomial. The analytical way, the direct way is to analytically solve this symbolically, set this to 0, check the second derivative maybe, and then find the roots or something. You don't need second derivative, sorry, this is just finding the roots. So now you already have an iterative way for it, which is the one of them is the bisection method, right? So you find a region roughly where you know that the signs are opposite, so you expect that there is a minima inside there, or sorry, a root is there inside there. Yeah. So then you slowly move towards the root, right? You split that into half every time and you move towards. So you're iteratively learning the way to the root. Now I had mentioned this last time also when we looked at this introduction, which one is easier to teach a machine. Yeah. So we find out that the learning side, the iterative methods are more ready for machine learning, right? So this is it in diagram or GIF showing this bisection method in action. So see, it's learning its way towards the root. Now you may say, okay, why not do this analytically? Again, as I said, iterative methods are much easier to train a machine on to implement because they are based on simple repeated steps. Okay. So you could do even better than bisection by making use of the gradient. Yeah. So the Newton method uses local information of the slope. Yeah. So again, you are learning smartly. Similarly, not just finding roots, you already know finding optimal points. How do you find that analytically? You have to find the derivative of the entire function, get it in a closed form, then put that closed form to 0, so solve the system of equations you get, and those are your exact true optima, right? And that's all nice, but when data sizes get very large, it's not xy anymore, it's x1 to x1000 or x2000, and then it has to be repeated over and over with multiple hyperparameters. So then this whole process of getting a nice analytical closed form gradient and then setting that to 0 and then solving the system equations that you actually get becomes problematic. So we had seen that also very briefly, that then we have iterative solutions like the gradient descent. What it says is, well, start with some point and slowly iterate towards the optimum, right? So now you may wonder, hang on, you might say, well, there is still a gradient in this one also. Yeah. For example, here in the iteration there is a gradient. So how do we get away with that? We are saying we don't want to find it. Yeah. So the thing is, here you only need the local value, so you can locally approximate it. Yeah. You don't, in the analytical solution you are going to set the gradient to 0, so you need the exact closed form solution. You can't just set a local gradient to 0 and say, yeah, okay, I solved it, right? Here you can get away with that, very nice. So Now, in the last topic we saw in statistical learning theory, we found that good learning algorithms usually try to minimize or solve this kind of problem, where they are saying that I will minimize the empirical risk, uh, regularized to reduce overfitting. We saw that briefly last time, but now we need to be able to understand what kind of tools are available to us to carry out these kind of minimizations. What is the landscape of minimization? Yeah, and where do different concepts come in? The things you will see here, uh, they will show up more than let's say what you saw in linear algebra, in vector calculus. Unse zyada in general it will show up in your machine learning studies. When you start reading papers on it, when you read more advanced books on these deep learning, machine learning applications, what you saw in probability and what you saw here will show up more often compared to let's say vector calculus or something. Yeah, so वो अंदर होता है उसके अंदर जब we take the gradient that shows up a bit, but वो एक छोटा सा part होता है बस. The bigger picture is in probability and this guy. Okay, so or this guy actually also takes in probabilistic cost function as we see today, और फिर इसमें सारे problems जमा हो जाते हैं. The entire thing you learned, all of that comes together in optimization, क्योंकि actually goal तो हमारा ये होता है ना. In the end, this is now we are at our goal, so we're going to bring everything you learned. आपको यहाँ नज़र आ रहा है, analytical geometry नज़र आ रही है, right? Norms, distances, all those things. So you will also see, in fact, the V was risk minimization, expected risk, so probability भी उसके अंदर थी already. So we have a lot of stuff going on here, but this is what we'll look at our final module for this iteration of the course. Maybe when I teach the course next time, inshallah, I might teach graph networks also. We first time we wanted to stay up to this level. Continuous optimization. In particular, what are we interested in? The iterative methods, because those are the ones being used by machine learning. Okay, so what's a broad definition कोई बता सकता है optimization की आम अल्फाज में, कोई बहुत ही broad सी आपने देनी हो, पता था ना optimization, right? So minimize or maximize something. Okay, that's good. और कोई? So you have a set of feasible solutions or a set of some members, and you want to choose the best one from them based on some criteria. That's the most generic way I can say it, right? So that is how we actually say it. It's basically it's called mathematical optimization or mathematical programming also. Okay, इसलिए ये programming लफ्ज़ है ना, ये आपको इसमें ऑप्टिमाइजेशन में बहुत नज़र आएगा. इट्स नॉट दैट प्रोग्राम, इट्स द ओरिजिनल आइडिया ऑफ प्रोग्रामिंग जो ओरिजिनल था कि मैथमेटिकल प्रोग्रामिंग, हाउ टू सॉल्व थिंग्स एल्गोरिथमिकली, इसको कहते हैं. या सो इज द सिलेक्शन ऑफ अ बेस्ट एलिमेंट विद रिगार्ड टू सम क्राइटेरिया फॉर सम सेट ऑफ अवेलेबल. तो मैंने 3 पॉइंट्स हाईलाइट किए हैं, ये 3 चीज़ें, राइट? यू हैव टू चूज़ अ बेस्ट एलिमेंट. There has to be a criteria for what you call best. आपका best किसी और का best हो सकता है ना हो. जैसे आप pruning करना चाह रहे हैं तो आपका best different है, sparse ज़्यादा होगा तो best होगा वरना नहीं होगा, right? And there have to be available alternatives. आप जी कुछ भी possible नहीं है पर मुझे 2 solution, फिर तो नहीं होता. So there have to be a set of universe of alternatives, right? Feasible alternatives. So available alternatives. You are aware with this one. Now, where are the available alternatives? This is a 2D plot, so you have, we can imagine that there are 2 variables, you can play with them. Those are that entire plane of those 2 variables are the alternatives, right? क्योंकि मैंने उस पर कोई limit नहीं लगाई इसके ऊपर. Where is the best element? You might say I want the maximum, global maximum, I want the minimum. You could set some. Now, some criteria, in this case I'm talking exact values, right? Minimum, maximum. So that's my criteria. Yeah, it should be the smallest point in the whole landscape. That's my criteria. Later you could have other criteria. Now, this problem also fits here. Now, you have two factories or plants, you can put them, what you make you can put in warehouses and you can transport to stores. Each thing costs you something. So you want to find the best distribution plan. This is supply chain planning, both hot aajkal, or it uses a lot of machine learning now because there's a lot of data in there. Yeah. So this problem also fits here. So are there alternatives? Yes, you could have this one going here instead of going to store one, right? There are alternatives. Is there a best element or some selection of, yeah, you want to minimize maybe the cost of storage, the cost of transport. Uh, some criteria, again, it could be it's not written here, but usually it's the cost of storage plus cost of transportation plus time to transportation. So we, even the time thing, we convert it into money and then try to solve that thing. Yeah. So again, both of these, the broad definition covers this. So optimization problem, how do we define it a bit more? That was in words. This is bit of a more mathematical, but अभी तक हम उस फॉर्म पे नहीं गए वो जो एक्चुअल लिखते हैं min fx, क्योंकि that should come later. Yeah, always go from broader to the specific. Yeah, so अभी जो हमने बताया है उसी को we are going to first write that in mathematics. So there is a set A. ये set A किसको represent कर रहा है? Available solutions जो हमने कहते हैं, available points या कुछ इस तरह, yeah, available candidates. Yeah, so there is a function that maps this to, this is given to us, and what we are asked to find is from A choose the best member, right? Best member in this case could be, for example, in minimization problem, its x naught is such that, वो हमने लिखा था ना, there should be a criteria. So here is the criteria. For minimization it's this, for for minimization it's this, for maximization it's the other one. Then no other element should give me a higher value maximization के लिए than fx naught. So all the elements जो हमने भी discuss किए, they are all here mathematically. You are used to seeing these in physics, for example. What angles should I throw at? Given everything else remains fixed, okay, V naught is fixed, G is fixed. What angle should I throw the ball at to maximize the horizontal distance covered? L. Yeah? Now, to be able to do that, I should have a function of L in terms of alpha, right? That's your F there. Yeah? So, we know from physics that L alpha can be written like this, right? Then we are looking for angle of throw, because there are सारे है ना, ये कितने हैं वो जो 2 pi radians, right? सारे options हैं. Yeah. So from those I want to choose the alpha naught that will maximize. अब ये क्या है, maximize क्या है? वो criteria, right? किस चीज़ को करना है, maximize distance achieved, yeah, this L. So we know if you solve it, आपसे कराते हैं high school में भी, you know that you solve it and you get alpha naught. Now alpha naught is the maximizer, the value of the parameter, independent or input parameter in your control that you need to set. But what is the maximum value you get? That is, you have to plug this into the function, then you get that, right? And there it is, it's V naught square over G. अगर इसको आपने मज़ीद बढ़ाना है तो आपको चांद पे जाना पड़ेगा, या क्योंकि मज़ीद अल्फ़ा π/4 के बाद कोई और आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है, अनलेस यू गो टू द मून, तो ग्रेविटी कम हो जाएगी फिर यू कैन डू दैट. या तो राइट, व्हाट इज़ ए? ए इज़ टिपिकली इन Rn, राइट, द फिजिबल सेट. इसको हम कहते हैं द सर्च स्पेस और चॉइस स्पेस. इस कोर्स में स्पेसेस बहुत हैं, right? Vector space, topological space, norm space, probability space, और भी अब हमने ये वो search space, sample space. So every member of A is supposed to be every member of A is one candidate. Yeah, that is allowed. What is F? It's known by many names. Okay? Most common in optimization theory is objective function. Most common in machine learning is loss function. कुछ cost function भी कहते हैं, but that's more common in OR जो होता है ना, operations research का जो field है उसमें. So different fields, physics वाले energy function, energy functional, economics वाले utility function. So there are many names, बहुत सारे नाम हैं इसके. हमारे लिए I think objective function, loss function, cost function, these are enough. X naught क्या है? That is the a feasible solution. It has to be a member of A, unless you're thinking outside the box. ठीक है, वो that can also be something, but here we stay inside A. And a feasible solution that minimizes or maximizes the objective function is the optimal solution. So local versus global minima का पता आपको. I will be talking about minima as a convention, that's what we do. पर उसी का उलट होता है maxima वाला. ठीक है, तो we don't need to repeat everything for maxima. अब बता local minimum की जो mathematical definition is like this. In simple words, on some region around x star, all the function values are greater than or equal to the value at x star. Then you can claim that it is a minimum, at least a local minimum, right? Local इसमें कहाँ से आ रहा है? Because we are saying okay, we only need some delta greater than 0 around x star, right? We are not saying the entire range सारे मिला के कोई हो जाए. Now जाहिर है फिर global minimum क्या होता है? It's the element such that fx naught is less or equal to fx for all x. There is no requirement for a global minimum to be unique. बराबरी allowed है. ठीक है, सिमिलरली लोकल मिनिमम एक फंक्शन है, नीचे जाके वैल्यू बन जाता है, ऐसे सारे वो मिनिमा है, फाइन. ठीक है, इसका ग्लोबल मिनिमम का ही मतलब नहीं होता कि देयर इज जस्ट वन. ओके, फंक्शन देन गो टू -10 अगेन, देन गो टू -10 अगेन, वो सारे -10 जहाँ जहाँ आ रहे हैं वो सब ग्लोबल मिनिमा है. ठीक है, तो देयर इज नो यूनिकनेस और कहानी है, उस पर हम आएंगे जब हम कन्वेक्सिटी की बात करेंगे, वहाँ हम यूनिकनेस विल सी दैट. Strict convexity. Okay, so you are familiar with this global minimum वगैरह. So the way the function is drawn, they are assuming that there is some constraint किया हुआ function को. ठीक है, so with that constraint in place here, sorry थोड़ा आगे, so this is a maximum but just a local because there is something higher. अच्छा, when you constrain a function to boundary points है, आपको पता है they also become candidates for, otherwise नहीं, mostly नहीं होते. या फंक्शन अगर चलता रहे तो वो ज़ाहिर कर्व चेंज होगा तो मैक्सिमा या मिनिमा बने, लेकिन जब आप कंस्ट्रेंट कर दें then the boundary points also become candidates. So इस केस में there is a global maximum which is not really necessarily gradient 0 वाला, but because we constrain it, so that's it. So it's well known global minima क्या, notation क्या है? This is how we write it mostly. What do we say? Minimize x square plus 1, that's the function. This is f of x, right? This is f of x, there is a function and there is a search space. Now your search space is, in this case, is the real number line, single variable case दिखाया. X is in R, there is a function and there is a criteria, minimize it. Yeah, that's the criteria. So yeah, you are familiar with that. So in this case, the minimum value in this case is 1 occurring at x equal to 0. So the minimizer is x equal to 0 and the value at that minimizer is going to be 1. Then we have this other notation also, because when we write it like this, अगर आप ज़रा थोड़े ज़्यादा mathematically देखें इसको, तो you are talking about what's the minimum value of this. It's not asking you for the value of x, where the minimum occurs. This is asking for minimum value of the function. यानी पहले वो optimal निकालें, इसके अंदर डालें और फिर मुझे जवाब दें. But often we are interested in where does it occur, right? And that is the arg. Arg means argument. argument that minimizes the function, and you could have again some feasible set. इस तरह भी लिखते हैं subject to, जब ज़्यादा constraint हो especially you cannot put them all down here, so you will have to write that separately. Arg min x square plus 1 subject to that you are restricted to minus infinity to minus 1. अब इसका मिनिमाइज़र कहाँ आकर कर रहा है और क्या है मिनिमम वैल्यू? क्विक थिंकर्स. पिछले केस में विदाउट द कंस्ट्रेंट था ना, अभी देयर इज अ कंस्ट्रेंट, वो जो एक्चुअल मिनिमाइज़र था वो हमने बाहर निकाल दिया. ठीक है, बिकॉज यू आर रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू -1, सो यू कैन चेक दैट वो फिर बाउंड्री पे अब आ रहा है एट -1, और एक्स 0 जो है वो फिजिबल नहीं रहा. सो कंस्ट्रेंट वर्सेस अनकंस्ट्रेंट ब्रीफली हमने देख भी लिया ऑलरेडी, वो एक पहले में कंस्ट्रेंट नहीं था दूसरे में है. सो दिस इज यूजुअली हाउ वी राइट इट. मिनिमाइज एफ एक्स subject to, these are called inequality constraints and these are called equality constraints. We normally as a convention write in the less than, क्योंकि अगर कोई greater है तो आप उसको माइनस से मल्टीप्लाई करके इस फॉर्म में ला सकते हैं. सो वी स्टिक टू दिस फॉर्म. इनका एक मसला है, वी विल सी लेटर दैट वी हैव अ ट्रिक टू मेक दिस लाइक दिस. पता कैसे करते हैं इक्वालिटी कंस्ट्रेंट्स को? नहीं, वो तो कंस्ट्रेंट को अनकंस्ट्रेंट बनाते हैं ना. हाउ टू इंक्लूड चेंज दिस कंस्ट्रेंट इनटू इनइक्वालिटी कंस्ट्रेंट. एक बड़ा मज़ेदार ट्रिक है. what we say is that at jx is less or equal to 0, okay, and at jx is greater or equal to 0. दोनों तभी मीट होंगे जब वो इक्वल टू 0 होगा. तो ये हम ट्रिक करते हैं, वी नॉर्मली डू दैट. या but anyway, so you have inequality constraints. You have now, when does this problem become unconstrained? What do we need for that to happen with m and p? So in general this is a constraint problem, yeah, but if m is and p are 0, that means there are no constraints. M or p 0 hai, no constraints, then it's an unconstrained problem. Yeah, even if you put a constraint in here, it will become a constraint problem. Okay, वो actually वो इसी का short version होता है. But it has to be just min x f x. It's unconstrained. ठीक है. But as soon as you put some restrictions, you are dealing with constraint problems. So, for example, here there is a cost function and the whole search space. याद है हमने कहा था vector this A set A was a search space. The search space is the whole plane, okay, no restrictions, so that is unconstrained. But maybe due to some reasons you want to put a constraint on it, and the constraints limits your feasible values of input 1 and 2 to these this region that is highlighted. Yeah, so then you can only work with that part of the function. बाकी function आपके interest का नहीं रहा. ठीक है. So discrete versus continuous optimization, ये क्या है? आइडिया है आप लोगों को? या सो लेट्स लुक एट इट. an optimization problem with discrete variables को हम we call it discrete optimization. Typically there is integer permutation or graph must be found from a countable set. Okay, इनको हम combinatorial optimization भी कहते हैं, which means an optimization problem that can be reduced to a discrete set of possibilities. Okay, so ये दोनों linked हैं, but discrete is the more common word. For example, here कोई infinite possibilities तो नहीं है ना, discrete set of possibilities है, continuum तो नहीं है उसका. Yeah, so that is a combinatorial problem. So that's a discrete case. A continuous case is, for example, here कोई continuous function है आपके पास f x y का, and then you are dealing with the continuous variable. Discrete problem, discrete case, can it be unconstrained? हमने एक constraint वाला पढ़ा ना इससे पहले. So can a discrete optimization problem be unconstrained? हो सकती है या नहीं है? पॉसिबल है कि आप सिर्फ min एफ एक्स लिख दें, बाकी कंस्ट्रेंट निकाल दें। तो गौर से सुने इसको सवाल को, डिस्क्रीट ऑप्टिमाइजेशन प्रॉब्लम। The word discrete already has a huge constraint. X has to be discrete, it cannot take certain values, right? So discrete can never be, as soon as you say discrete, वो जो unconstrained वाली बात है जा चुकी है बाहर, ठीक है? It is a constraint problem because you already saying you are not going to allow certain values of x, तो आ गई ना वो, ठीक है? थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी सोचा घबरा जाते हैं आप छोटी सी बात, right? So लीनियर वर्सेस नॉन लीनियर ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, इसका आइडिया है, सुना हुआ है? सो बेसिकली लीनियर ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, पहले नॉन लीनियर देख लेते हैं। चलिए, नॉन लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग भी कहते हैं इसको, NLP। टू कंडीशंस हैं इसमें, ठीक है? फर्स्टली एन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन प्रॉब्लम वेयर द ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन इज नॉन लीनियर, fx जो था या वो नॉन लीनियर होगा, एंड और कुछ इनमें से कोई भी हो जाए, some of the constraints are non-linear. Even if objective function is linear and even one of the constraint turns out to be non-linear, then that whole problem is a non-linear optimization problem. ठीक है? So for example here, example 1, linear objective linear है. This is a vector of inputs or independent parameters. So देखें उनका linear combination है, yeah. So this is a linear objective function. But the problem as a whole does not qualify as a linear problem, ठीक है? Because क्या नज़र आ रहा है आपको? Constraints नज़र आ रहे हैं which are non-linear. Another example, now here the objective function is non-linear, products आ गए, square, cube, cos, कुछ भी आ जाए, linear combination से जो ही हटेंगे आप तो non, and the constraints are also non-linear. हमारे लिए एक भी काफ़ी है, 100 constraints हैं, एक ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन है, ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन लीनियर, 99 कंस्ट्रेंट्स आर लीनियर बट वन कंस्ट्रेंट इज नॉन लीनियर, द प्रॉब्लम इज नॉन लीनियर, ठीक है? सो लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग और लीनियर ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, इसकी बड़ी स्ट्रिक्ट रिक्वायरमेंट है, ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन हैज़ टू बी लीनियर एंड दी, अब इसमें क्या होता है, लीनियर अलजेब्रा कम्स इन नेचुरली, फिट्स इन वेरी वेल, बिकॉज देन यू आर सेइंग जनरल फॉर्मुलेशन क्या है, find a vector x that maximizes CTX or could be minimized, doesn't matter. देखिए, why are we able to write it like that? Because we are saying it's a linear problem, yeah. So फिर कोई option आपके पास रहता नहीं है, the objective has to be a linear, आप इसमें C की values choose कर सकते हैं, weights जो हैं, but nothing else you can do. As soon as you try to change that, make it cosine or multiply x1 with x2, you are into non-linear domain, yeah. Also the constraints पे भी आप पास कोई गुंजाइश नहीं है, देखें they are linear combinations, okay, ax less or equal to b, इसको हम simply इस तरह भी लिखते हैं, वो एक compact form में you can read it, it's just saying the same thing. Linear programming example, so here notice the objective function is linear, each of the constraints is linear. In fact, because they are linear, we can write these a11, a12 as a matrix A, and we can put these guys in a vector B and form it ax greater less or equal to b, yeah. Deterministic versus stochastic. So this is the optimization. अभी तक हमने कौन कौन से देख लिए हैं? So we have seen constrained versus unconstrained, discrete versus continuous, linear versus non-linear. कोई किया हमने? यही है. Yeah. So now we are looking at deterministic versus where we want to incorporate in uncertainty or exploit randomness. As you can guess, almost most of the real problems we solve are stochastic. Okay? Because even if you want to deal your data deterministically, there are errors, there are variations. Okay, so deterministic is all parameters are non-random, whereas stochastic is at least some parameters in the optimization problem are random, or iterates, initialization, etc. Was the problem random now, but the way you are solving it. So sometimes many literature, they call the first one as stochastic programming and the second one as stochastic optimization. पर इतना फ़र्क मेरे करने की ज़रूरत नहीं, बस मैंने दोनों मिला के लिख दिया, इनमें से कोई भी and और कर लें आप. So very common way of writing stochastic programming problems is minimize f naught x. ये देखें stochastic की वजह से mean, variance, moments वगैरह आना शुरू हो गए हैं. The expected value of some function subject to the constraints on the expected values of some other functions of that, and typically here the w parameter is the random guy. So these are typical components. Objective and constraint depend on x and a random vector omega. Typically omega is the part that is showing the uncertainty, variation, all that. Value of omega is not known, but its distribution is known. Goal is to choose x so that constraints are satisfied. Usually फिर वो constraints भी statistical होते हैं. Average हो गया, likelihood हो गया, probability function हो गया, variance हो गया, but it will have to be probabilistic. Yeah. So अच्छा, exact, approximate and heuristic. तो heuristic तो समझ आएगा. PSO आप करते हैं ना, right? But let me start with exact and approximate, then you can tell us about heuristic क्या होती है. So again, we are still in optimization, looking at the landscape of optimization. So exact is, firstly, I just want to give you an idea of why this classification is needed. In practice, we are often willing to compromise exactness or guarantees for quick and rough solutions. ठीक है? तो exact क्या है? Algorithms that always provide a provably optimal solution eventually. Eventually का मतलब है कि ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो होता है वो NP टाइम में कभी रिजल्ट निकले ना, लेकिन तो एक ना एक दिन रिजल्ट निकल आएगा और वो ठीक वाला होगा, एग्जैक्ट होगा. ब्रूट फोर्स क्या है? यू चेक ऑल द ऑप्शंस. तो देयर आर अदर एग्जांपल्स, बट ये इजीएस्ट एग्जांपल है. अब दिस इज श्योर टू फाइंड द प्रूवेबली ऑप्टिमल. इसने सारे चेक कर लेने, फिर कंपेयर कर लेगा और बता देगा बेस्ट क्या है, राइट? इवेंचुअली हो सकता है आपकी ज़िंदगी में वो सोल्यूशन सामने ना आए, ठीक है? सो दैट्स दी. What's the approximate? Algorithm that find approximate solutions, which is the more common thing that we do. ठीक है, roughly हम कहते हैं चलो locally minima दे दो, कोई feasible solution दे दो. But they also provide some guarantees on the quality of the solution. What's the worst case error? What's the average error? कोई ना कोई they provide us some measure of quality of the solution. ठीक है, they might provide us confidence interval or something. कुछ ना कुछ वो हमें बताते हैं उसके साथ. That's where the difference comes in, जो आपका heuristic है. Heuristic इससे भी अगला लेवल. वो कहते हैं approximate solution है और मुझे नहीं पता इसकी quality और मुझे नहीं पता ये अगली दफ़ा चलेगा या नहीं चलेगा, अगले डेटा पे मे बी I'll fail. Okay, that is the heuristic. It's the most shortcut algorithm way to find solutions. These algorithms provide no guarantees on whether they will work or fail. Particle swarm optimization, हमने वो देखा था, ant colony वाला देखा था शुरू में. Those are heuristics. Okay, they don't guarantee any solutions. हो सकता है वो सारी ants जो हैं वो किसी पानी में जाके गिर रही हो, ठीक है? So but क्यों करते हैं फिर ये हम? Heuristics we use a lot, genetic algorithms वगैरह, PSO वगैरह we use a lot. Particle swarm भी है, वो दूसरे भी हैं. Ant colony तो है of course. Simulated annealing है. We use them a lot because sometimes the problem is so hard, so complicated. कहते हैं यार कोई एक solution तो बता दो ताकि मैं उससे ज़रा देखूँ, आगे तो चलूँ ना थोड़ा सा, ठीक है? I don't want कि मुझे best दो, कोई एक feasible solution मुझे बता दो, ठीक है? So that is when this thing comes in usually, and they have been improving a lot, ठीक है? There is now also method heuristic, वो आप देखना बड़ा useful है, where you also bring some mathematical guarantees into heuristics. So that's between approximate और heuristic के बीच में कुछ चीज़ निकल रही है, right? So usually that's very good for research. Right. So optimization can be single objective or multi objective. So for example, अभी तक जो हमने देखे थे those were there was just one objective function. Okay. If you have multiple objective functions, k is greater than 1, then we call it multi objective optimization. It's much harder, yeah, to solve. अब मेजर कैटेगरी, जैसे एक इससे पहले जो आई वुड से जो मेजर कैटेगरी आई थी, वी स्टार्टेड विद द मेजर कैटेगरी इटरेटिव वर्सेस एनालिटिक, राइट, वो तो बहुत बड़ा. उसके बाद आई थिंक द सेकंड मेजर वाज डिस्क्रीट एंड वर्सेस कंटिन्यूस, बिकॉज वन लीड्स इनटू इंटीजर प्रोग्रामिंग एंड दोज थिंग्स, दूसरी जो है आपको और कॉन्वेक्स ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, ये जो दूसरी हैं लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग में ले जाता है. नाउ दिस थर्ड वन, कॉन्वेक्स वर्सेस नॉन कॉन्वेक्स, आपको आइडिया है कॉन्वेक्स ऑप्टिमाइजेशन का? थोड़ा बहुत देखा होगा शायद. लेट्स लुक एट इट क्विकली. फर्स्टली, व्हाई आर वी इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट? Convex optimization, if you can show that your problem falls in the convex optimization category, then there are some very nice desirable guarantees about the optima. ठीक है, जो कि आम प्रॉब्लम में नहीं होता. Now it doesn't mean your problem will always be convex, yeah, but actually a lot of what we do, जो आपका least squares है, उनका जो cost function बनता है ना, वो convex ही बनता है. ठीक है. So often we deal with convex optimization. It has very nice desirable guarantees about the optima. We will see those soon. पहले से हम थोड़ा सा define कर दें what is an convex optimization. तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें दो तीन पहले चीज़ें define करनी है. पहला है what is a convex function. ठीक. So आपको आइडिया है, a convex function is defined as, आप उसका curve ले लें, take its curve, take any 2 points, draw a line. That line should be either entirely above the curve or on the curve. टच भी कर सकती है उसको, लेकिन never below the curve. ठीक है, जो लेफ्ट डायग्राम में, take any 2 points, I is showing just 2 ना, but on this blue curve, take any 2 points and draw a line. The line will be above the curve, right? If the line remains above the curve strictly, we say it's strictly convex. If it touches the curve at some point but doesn't go below it, for example, हो सकता है आगे हम देखेंगे कोई वो it becomes straight in a while, so it could touch this again. So but look at that one, वहाँ क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है? नॉन कॉन्वेक्स. इट गोज, देर आर पॉइंट्स, सिर्फ कोई दो पॉइंट नहीं, जरूरी नहीं कि मतलब सब पे होना है ये, राइट. एनी पेयर आपको मिल जाए तो अच्छा. विजुअली तो हम वैसे बता लेते हैं, कोई मसला नहीं होता, राइट, बट वी नीड सम मैथमेटिकल टेस्ट. सो दिस इज वन वे ऑफ डूइंग इट. Concave is the opposite of convex. So whatever guarantees we get in convex for minimization, we also get them for concave in maximization. तो हम उसको फिर बार बार नहीं बात करते, सेम है. Concave is as good as convex. Okay. Problem is when it's non-convex other than concave, जो इस तरह की होती है, ऊपर नीचे. Now strictly convex, the one above is strictly convex and the one three below are हैं convex हैं, यकीन आपको है. कोई भी दो पॉइंट लें, draw a line, the line will be either above the curve all the time or on it, but never below it. Now why is this not strictly convex? Because if I take these 2 points, the line will be actually on the curve. Fine, still convex, but not strictly convex. This guy again, I can find these points जिनमें वो line बड़े मज़े की होती है. Straight line is both convex and concave, क्योंकि concavity का टेस्ट ये है कि वो line should be below or on it. Convexity है above or on it. तो straight line दोनों को satisfy करती है. ठीक है. So it's both convex and concave, both of them counted in there, but it's definitely not strictly convex, neither strictly concave. Now what do you notice about the minima here? कुछ नज़र आ रहा है आपको इनमें? जो ऊपर लिखा है डिज़ायरेबल प्रॉपर्टी, जिसकी वजह से हम सारा देख रहे हैं, मिनिमा की नज़र आ रहा है कुछ, जो इनके मिनिमम पॉइंट्स हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल कॉन्केविटी की बात करें तो फिर मैक्सिमा को देखते हैं. Now in each of these, any local minimum is also global minimum. Agreed? ऐसा है या नहीं? ठीक है. Remember I said global minimum does not have to be unique. It's just that no other value should go below it. बराबर आ सकती है उसके, right? So in each of these curves, any local minimum is also global minimum. And for the strictly convex case, any global minimum is unique. ये एक फिर additional चीज़ आ जाती है, ठीक है. These are the properties that make convex optimization very useful for us. Guarantees मिलना शुरू हो जाती है हमें, ठीक है, कि you will, the minimum you find, you're not worried about getting stuck in a local minimum. Whichever minimum you will find is also a global minimum, okay. And if the problem is strictly convex, then the minimum you find is both local and global, और कोई है ही नहीं उसमें, ठीक है. So now that was the objective function. We are not done yet. We haven't fully defined what is convex optimization. All this discussion was about convex function, but we need another element, that is the constraints. Allowed feasible region क्या है. Now पहले constraint के देखते हैं. पहले एक अनकंस्ट्रेंड केस आना चाहिए था, मैंने डिलीट तो नहीं कर दिया. अच्छा ये लिखा हुआ है, राइट, सॉरी, yeah, okay, I was talking about the unconstrained case, yeah. So these are the function, but the constrained case, now even if the cost function is convex, when you constrain it, when you restrict it, the input space is constrained, then the convex, this function may become, जिस part में आप इसको देखेंगे वहाँ it may become non-convex, okay, and the nice properties may be lost. Why is that? For example, agar if I say optimize this function, minimize this function, but you are only restricted to alpha, okay. So here the minimum is still unique, okay, no problem, fine, we can work with that. What about beta? Now the minimum is still unique, right? What about beta union gamma? So the feasible region is beta and gamma together, ठीक है. अब क्या हुआ, वो जो unique minimum वाली property थी, that's gone. There are two minima now. ऐसा है या नहीं? क्योंकि the way I'm allowing you is the value can be here or here. तो फिर ये भी minimum है और ये भी. Even though the function itself is convex, the constraints, the placement of the constraints can make the problem non-convex in the sense that those nice guarantees are gone, okay. So इसका मतलब है कि to define a convex optimization problem we need a second thing, which is the constraints. उनके बारे में भी हमें कहना है, and there we have to, अच्छा एक second problem भी आता है इस तरह के constraints में. You cannot use often the iterative methods. क्यों? Iterative methods क्या करते हैं, local gradient check करते हुए आगे जा रहे होते हैं. When they get here, they will realize कि I am not allowed these values. अब मैं किधर जाऊँगा, ठीक है. तो हमारे iterative methods भी परेशान हो जाते हैं in the non-convex or in this disjointed kind of. So there we want to introduce the concept of convex sets. पहले हमने क्या किया था, convex function, yeah, function का curve है, draw a line between any two points, it should be above or on, not below. So that was a convex function. Convex set, so now is a set, so set है, is such that you take 2 points, 2 members of this set, connect them with a straight line, the whole straight line should remain inside the set, okay, बाहर ना जाए किसी भी point पे वो. So it's kind of a closure kind of thing. So this is a convex, कोई भी point ले लें इस पूरे set के अंदर, इसकी boundary पे भी ले लें. If you connect them, the line entirely remains inside the set. Yeah. इसको देखें. It's non-convex in many ways. Each of these would make it non. अगर ये ना भी होता ना, it's still non-convex. ये ना भी होता, it's still non-convex because यहाँ पे ये जो part है ना, like the straight line between these two has to go outside. Iterative method तो गए, ठीक. साथ साथ वो जो मिनिमाइजेशन या यूनिक मिनिमा, ग्लोबल लोकल मिनिमा की कन्वर्जेंस, वो सारी प्रॉपर्टीज़ गई अब, ठीक है. सो this alone can make it non-convex, this alone can make it non-convex, or this can make it non-convex. तीनों मिलके आ गए हैं, fine, वो they're just showing you, but this is a non-convex set. Now notice here, alpha is a convex set, agreed, जो मैंने आपको पहले दिखाया था. That's why there were no issues. हमने कहा ना within alpha convex optimization function and a convex set, the problem is convex, there is unique minimum वगैरह वो properties रहती हैं. Beta is also convex, ठीक है, and the properties were still there, we were happy. Problem कब आया? Beta union alpha जब हम gamma हमने लिया. Notice that it's not a convex set, ऐसे ही है ना, because take a point in beta and connect it to a point in gamma, you have to go outside the set, right? So that means this is the thing we need to define. Again, in 2D you can see it's not enough to have a convex function. The feasible region defined by the constraints has to be a convex set. Okay, तो अगर वो convex, अब ये set convex नहीं है because this point and this point connect them and you have to go outside the feasible region. So that brings us to the exact definition of convex optimization. An optimization problem where the objective function is convex and the feasible set given by the constraints is a convex set. So it's a convex function और convex set की combination है, ये दोनों जब इकट्ठे होते हैं then you get a convex problem. Broad categories of optimization, ये पूरी landscape है, there is no unique one. There are many different ways of drawing these charts, ठीक है, the way you want to focus on क्या करना चाहते हैं. This is one chart which is based on continuous and combinatorial, जो है that discrete ही का basically एक और नाम है essentially. उसके अंदर you see we saw the exact and approximate briefly. There is non-linear, linear, your gradient search, local search here, the gradient descent, global search methods are there. Then there are other ways of drawing it which focus more on convex and non-convex, right? Notice the discrete optimization is always non-convex and it's always constrained. So you have different ways of categorizing these things. Yeah, इससे अलावा भी आपकी बुक में एक और तीसरा बना है, ठीक है. So you know, it's less to give you an idea. So lastly, these are the last three aspects of this topic. We will look at iterative optimization. हमने बात किया उसकी start से. What is it against? Analytical optimization. Solve the gradient exactly, analytically, close function, 0, get those. Iterative is doing it, learning the solution. So in there we will look at gradient descent and its variants. In constrained optimization we will look at Lagrange multipliers, and in convex optimization we will briefly look at linear programming and quadratic programming. अभी मैंने overall आपको पहले इनका landscape बता दिया. So gradient descent you are very familiar with, I'll go through very fast. The idea is to iterate towards a minimum. When is that happening? When the cost function is differentiable or approximately differentiable, okay, and analytical or closed form solution is difficult to get, yeah, which is the case almost always in machine learning. ठीक है, वो एक nice सी problem जो आपके पेपर पे सॉल्व हो सकती है ना, वो मशीन लर्निंग के लिए है भी नहीं. ठीक है, वो आप हाथ से ही कर लें, राइट. If you are going to machine learning, that means you are dealing with approximations, you are dealing with uncertainties, you are dealing with huge data. ठीक है, then you are more suited to machine learning, and that is where the iterative methods come in. So you know the idea, choose a spot. अभी ये जो हम ग्राफ बनाते हैं हमेशा we are making the convex optimization problem, because सोचें अगर if I can tell you that this function is strictly convex and the feasible region is a convex set, then you already know जिधर से भी मैं start करूँ इसको gradient descent को, it will always reach the global minimum, right? So that's why और और आपका वो जो नॉर्म है ना 2 लीस्ट स्क्वायर्स, वो वैसे ही स्क्वायर नॉर्म है, तो उसका कर्व बनता ही आपका ये कॉन्वेक्स कर्व बनता है. The idea is to take repeated steps in the opposite direction of the gradient of the function at the current point. So इसमें आपको gradient पूरा नहीं निकालना होता, सिर्फ local. तो local की तो आप simple first order approximation कर सकते हैं, ठीक. So in 2D it looks like this often. Now I am again showing the convex nice case, पर convexity लाजमी नहीं है, then we have problems, right. So we will see that very soon. Mathematically, gradient descent is to solve, minimize fx, start with an initial guess x naught and iterate, right. So your initial guess is x naught. Now if the problem is convex, no matter what x naught you start with, you will guaranteed convergence you will have to the global minimum, क्योंकि उसका है ही एक उसका. You start with x naught here, then x1 is some step function multiplied by the gradient at x naught, the local gradient, yeah, and then you keep repeating that. What are the properties of gradient descent? Iterative and unconstrained है ये, and unconstrained, there is no, अगर problem देखें there is no constraint, yeah. Converges to local minimum for suitable step size, किसी minimum पे चला जाएगा ये. अगर problem is convex, then it will converge to global minimum, yeah. So जैसे मैंने कहा था convexity हम क्यों study करते हैं, it has some nice guarantees for us. So if you can formulate your problem as convex compared to some other, always go for convex. Also we can often locally जो है ना convexity assume कर सकते हैं, जैसे linearity का मामला होता है, non-linearity. So it's still useful. So there might be several questions. One might be why subtracting the slope works. यानी हम आप अगर यहाँ देखें तो we are subtracting the slope, right, from the independent parameter x में से. तो ये why does it work? हम उसका intuitive तो we say that okay intuitively sign of the slope indicates direction in which to move along, right. जो sign किसी भी point पे curve पे जो साइन होता है स्लोप का, अगर पॉजिटिव है या नेगेटिव, पॉजिटिव का मतलब है इफ़ यू गो फर्दर टू द राइट आई विल इंक्रीज, नेगेटिव का मतलब है इफ़ यू गो फर्दर टू द राइट आई विल डिक्रीज, राइट. सो वी यूज द ऑपोजिट ऑफ दैट बिकॉज वी आर ट्राइंग टू मिनिमाइज, राइट. सो वी गो इन द ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन, सो वी एडजस्ट द वैल्यू. I also like to look at it a bit more mathematically like this. So for example, this is an approximate thing. Consider 2 points very close to each other. ठीक है, they are very close, and I am just assuming a step size of 1, so gamma is 1. Then I can write xi plus 1 equal, this is the kind of iteration of the gradient descent, है ना ये. Now I can replace dfxi by its local very first order approximation. If I do that, that's why I am saying assume that they are very close to each other, roughly है ये. Now I can write it like this, कर सकते हैं कि नहीं पूरे वो, you can just play around with that and get this, because there is a negative sign after xi, so the two will switch places. But notice that now you are have something you have non-negative on the left, yeah. What does this equation tell you about fxi and fxi plus 1? कुछ इस equation से पता चल रहा है आपको? From the last equation, what can you say about these guys? क्या चक्कर, सर्दी ज़्यादा है, वीकेंड है क्या? देखिए, the equation is saying that fxi minus fxi plus 1 is a non-negative number. 0 है या पॉजिटिव है, तो इनमें से फिर कौन बड़ा होगा, fxi या fxi plus 1, है ना. So gradient descent is taking you in the right direction. ठीक है. So mathematically also it makes sense to remove subtract the slope, yeah. So this is what we actually do. वो आप slope minus करते जाते हैं and you're stepping towards the minimum of the function. Now you may ask, okay, are there issues with gradient descent? There are several issues with gradient descent, right? And in fact we don't use gradient descent. जो vanilla version है ना, vanilla कहते हैं जो basic version होता है, standard, वो आपके ML वगैरह में use नहीं होता, ठीक है? इस लेकिन they are built on it, so we have to start here. One problem is global minimum is not guaranteed. Gradient descent, आपने if you start the आपने initial guess लेना था ना x naught का, ऐसा ही है. If you had guessed it here, you will be here. Unless the problem is convex, there is a guarantee. कहीं से भी start करें नीचे की तरफ वहीं जाएंगे. Yeah. So but if the problem is multimodal like this, non-convex, it could get stuck in a local minimum. Yeah. So global minimum is not guaranteed unless the problem is. Now this is linked to the last one. Getting stuck in local minima is another issue. Can get stuck there, stays there. This can occur when function has multiple values and you don't know where to exactly start. Then there is getting stuck on saddle points. Saddle point आपको पता है एक headache होता है optimization वालों के लिए. Yeah, saddle point क्या होता है? Let's say you have this two kind of function, two variables. So एक direction में वो increase हो रहा है, एक में decrease. आप वो समझ नहीं आ रही इसको मैंने किधर जाना है, ठीक है? So what it will do, वो वहाँ रेंगता रहेगा उसके ऊपर ना, आपका gradient descent बस वहीं पे रेंगता रहेगा. So there is another one showing local minima and saddle point over there. So gradient descent can get stuck at these points because the gradient वो एक direction में ऐसे है, दूसरे में ऐसे है, so that's a problem. Plateaus. It can slow down in plateaus. Parts of function which are almost gradient zero, vanishing gradient से ये linked है, आप लोग already देख रहे होंगे जो machine learning की आप implementation कर रहे हैं. So the gradient may be so small कि वो जो आपने subtract करना था उससे कोई फर्क नहीं, and you just ring रहे हैं आप towards the minimum. Zigzagging, ये भी एक issue है इसका. There are several optimization problems which are poorly scaled or they have huge plateaus in between. और वहाँ जाके क्या होता है कि ये this guy कभी इधर जाता है कभी इधर, एंड में होता है मे बी इट विल रीच क्लोज टू द मिनिमम वैली, पर फिर उस वैली में ही zigzag करता रहेगा, ठीक है? तो ऑफ्टन यू देन हैव टू फोर्स इट टू स्टॉप और पुट सम अदर कंस्ट्रेंट्स ऑन इट. Vanishing or exploding gradient, very common issue in deep neural networks because you are taking gradient of multiple layers, right? So if you're taking the gradient of multiple layers, the final function may be like increasing very fast. So x minus xi plus 1 equal xi minus the gradient is you're giving it a very huge value or you're giving very small value जो हमने plateau वाली बात किया. Hyperparameters are an issue, of course. They require tuning. कौन से हैं इसमें hyperparameter? At least दो हैं, step size gamma and the initial guess, क्योंकि किसी को नहीं पता वो exactly. There are some rules for ensuring convergence about gamma, but otherwise you have to just play around with that. So initialization के effect देखें आप in the left figure. Very small difference in the initialization, but very different results. एक को वो इसीलिए आपको बार बार ये try करनी पड़ती है, multiple initializations. Similarly, there in the second one of those initialization led to a global minimum, जबकि दूसरी जो है वो local minimum मिलेगी आप. Similarly, learning rate जो gamma है, setting it too low, तो आप you're going very slowly towards the minimum. Setting it too high, you start oscillating. बल्कि आप होता है ऊपर जाना शुरू कर दें maximum, ठीक? So you start having those problems. Just right. अब मसला ये diagram में तो बनाया हुआ है लेकिन ढूंढना कैसे, ठीक है? So these are some headaches we have with gradient descent. So then the natural question: could gradient descent be improved to address some of these issues, right? And as you know, yes, we do. 2014 तक आती रही हैं, अभी भी आ रही हैं, लेकिन जो फाइनल यूज़ में आना शुरू हो जाती है एडम जो है, दैट इज़ 2014, ज़्यादा पुरानी बात नहीं है. अभी सारे एडम यूज़ कर रहे हैं. तो उसके बाद भी सैकड़ों निकली है, लेकिन काम वही होता है जो फिर वो लिटरेचर का हिस्सा बन जाए ना, हर कोई यूज़ करना शुरू कर दे. सो उस लिहाज से मेरे ख्याल से लास्ट जो बड़ा है एडम ही है. Yeah, so one of the improvements on this is gradient descent with momentum. Adam वगैरह इसी पे built है. Yeah, so gradient descent with momentum क्या कहता है? It says okay, give the gradient some memory of the past updates. पिछले updates इसके क्या थे? Yeah, so it memorizes them, keeps them in memory, and averages them, kind of उनका linear combination बनाता है और उसकी बेस पे फैसला करता है, ताकि ऐसा ना हो कि मैं अभी इधर गया था और अब मैं उधर चला जाऊँ, राइट. आपके पिछले अगर वो एवरेज करेगा तो उसमें थोड़ी स्टेबिलिटी आ जाएगी, अपने आप को वो कंट्रोल करेगा. या सो दिस इज़ व्हाट इट इज़ लाइक. दिस इज़ योर वनीला ग्रेडियंट डिसेंट. ये जो रेगुलर वाला इधर है ना, ठीक है. दिस इज़ द स्टेबलाइजिंग स्टेप. इट्स अ हिस्ट्री ऑफ व्हाट आई हैव बीन डूइंग बिफोर, राइट. और मुझे उससे बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं हटना चाहिए. So it's going to pull me back towards stabilization or normalization. अब इसकी जो formulation है recursive है, so it keeps going back to the previous updates you had been doing, right? So because of that, there are two analogies that we give. दोनों इसके फ़ायदे होते हैं. Getting stuck in local minima. Momentum analogy क्या है कि this extra term, the momentum you have built here, will keep you going and try to push you a bit out of the minimum. ठीक है. Now if the minimum is actually global, तो उसका वैली डीपर होती है, it will be very hard to get out of it. ठीक है, तो थोड़े से मोमेंटम से आप बाहर नहीं आएंगे, so it's okay. But if it was just a small minimum local सा था, तो there is हमेशा नहीं निकलेगा, but this is a real simulation, animated. The standard one gradient descent is the cyan one, and this purple or magenta is the run with momentum. ठीक है, उसके पास थोड़ा सा मोमेंटम था तो वो उधर जाके उसने फिर भी कोशिश की. अब अगर वो दैट मिनिमम हैड बीन डीपर तो ये निकल ना पाता उसमें से, ठीक है, वहीं रुक जाता. बट देयर इज पॉसिबिलिटी दैट इट कैन कम आउट. द मेमोरी एनालॉजी दैट आई ऑलरेडी गेव यू, बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स मेमोरी वो उसको थोड़ा सा स्टेबल कर देता है. डोंट गो क्रेजी. ठीक है, टेक अ लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन, काइंड ऑफ एवरेज ऑफ योर हिस्ट्री, और उसके लिहाज से थोड़ा चलो. Yeah, and that kind of reduces this zigzagging thing. So then we have ये था gradient descent with momentum, one improvement. Then there is this guy which is kind of dimensionality reduction kind of thing. Okay, you realize that in machine learning the cost function is basically, देखना आपने एक image भेजा, right, that is उसका एक कॉस्ट फंक्शन निकला. ठीक है, फिर आपने दूसरा इमेज भेजा, उसका कॉस्ट फंक्शन निकला. तो एक्चुअली तो आपको वो जो 1000 इमेज या 10,000 10,000 इमेजेस हैं, उन सब का कॉस्ट निकाल के फिर पैरामीटर्स को अपडेट करना है. ऐसा ही है ना. इन दैट्स अ हेडेक. कितना आप करेंगे उसके अंदर. सो इन मशीन लर्निंग we often have a lot of samples or data, and loss is actually, the final loss is actually a sum of all those losses. ठीक है, 1000 इमेजेस हैं, 1000 डेटा पॉइंट्स हैं, जो भी है वो उसमें ट्रेनिंग में. सो इन दैट केस ग्रेडियंट डिसेंट वुड से ओके, सबका निकालो ग्रेडियंट. ग्रेडियंट ऑफ L1, ग्रेडियंट ऑफ L2. L1 मीनिंग L द लॉस कैलकुलेटेड ऑन द फर्स्ट इमेज, लॉस कैलकुलेटेड ऑन द सेकेंड इमेज, सो ऑन. तो ये तो बहुत बड़ा हेडेक है कंप्यूटेशनली. मेमोरी वाइज लोडिंग दैट होल थिंग इनटू द मेमोरी again and again is a pain. So the standard way without the stochastic gradient, उसको हम batch gradient descent भी कहते हैं, but it's gradient descent that uses the whole thing, whole batch of the loss functions. Yeah, but when data is large, it becomes impractical to do that. So there is the key idea of stochastic. Instead of finding gradients of the entire batch of n loss function, n may be 10,000 20,000, जो भी जितने images हैं आपके पास जो भी है, use gradients of a statistically representative subset to approximate the total gradient. So let's say size of subset is m, so total sample size is n, 10,000 images. You choose maybe 20 30 like that. वहाँ से वो epochs वगैरह का आइडिया आता है. ये वो चीज़ें हैं सारी असल में. ठीक है. So if m is n, that is you're using the whole thing, that is basic gradient descent, which we also call now batch, just to distinguish from this guy stochastic. The exact actual stochastic says just take one at a time, m equal to 1 बस randomly आपने images shuffle कर दिया. आप जब उनको image देते हैं अपने neural network को, तो आप तय करते हैं कौन सा जाना है पहले, randomize करके image देना शुरू कर देते हैं और हर image के बाद आप update करते हैं, ऐसे ही है ना. So that is you are using m equal to 1. Then there are mini batch approaches. Of course there is benefit to this thing batch one. Usually it can go straight to the minimum if it is easy to find. इसमें थोड़ी zigzagging है, but we are mini batch usually solve these problems epochs वगैरह आप लगा के, so you get a middle solution between cost and zigzagging, ठीक है. So that is mini batch is very commonly used. फिर वो आप खुद चूज़ करते हैं कि m मैंने कितना साइज चूज़ किया अपने प्रॉब्लम के लिए. Are there other improvements beyond momentum and stochastic gradient? Yes, and that's your homework to read ADAGRAD, adaptive gradient method, root mean square propagation, and our favorite these days ADAM, adaptive moment estimate. ये they are built on stochastic and momentum, मिला के उनको ये बने हुए. So ये Lily Jiang की website भी है. She has put the codes on GitHub, very nice codes for most optimization methods. You can get their simulations and animation results. So ये सारों को compare किया हुआ है, very nice. इसमें आपको पता है कौन सा best जा रहा है? As you can guess, blue वाला जो है ADAM है, yeah. So तो जो आपका vanilla है, और I think the magenta is the one with momentum. इन दिस केस देखें वो उसका मोमेंटम काफ़ी नहीं था, या आप कहें वो मोमेंटम बढ़ाते जाओ, फिर मसला ये है कि इतना बढ़ा दिया कि वो ट्रू मिनिमम से भी बाहर निकल जाएगा, ग्लोबल से भी फिर वो निकल जाया करेगा, तो ट्रेड ऑफ होता है, राइट. बट एडम को देखें, नॉट जस्ट ये जो वाइट है ADAGRAD भी पहुंच जाता है और ग्रीन भी पहुंच रहा है RMS प्रॉप, पर एडम पहले पहुंच रहा है सबसे, ठीक है. सो देयर इज़ अ रीज़न इट्स पॉपुलर, या. सो constraint optimization we already mentioned कि होती क्या है. We just need to look at it a bit more mathematically. Is there a way to make the constraints a part of the objective function? Basically we are saying can you make the constraint problem unconstrained. वो आपको पता है, बड़े अरसे से आपको पढ़ाते हैं Lagrange multiplier का idea. So firstly there is an ideal way before going to Lagrange. The ideal way is to put these indicator functions. ठीक है, we bring in the constraints into the cost function, and we will call this new function as the new cost function, or usually called cost function. This was objective, this is new cost function. Here are the constraints included in. अब further कोई constraint नहीं रहा, so minimizing this guy is like saying solving an unconstrained optimization problem. The problem here is indicator function क्या होते हैं. It's like it's saying that if the argument is less than 0, I give you 0, meaning if the constraint is met, I give you no penalty. If the constraint is not met, फिर मैं क्या करता हूँ, infinite penalty देता हूँ आप, ताकि आपको पता हो कि ये मीट करना ही है मैंने, तो ये तो exactly मीट करेगा उसको. प्रॉब्लम इसका क्या है? It's a very nice idea, yeah. This is before Lagrange idea, yeah. This is the ideal way. The problem is कि इसको भी solve करने का कोई तरीका नहीं हमारा, ठीक है, तो फायदा क्या है? It's a theoretical discussion. We have no way to differentiate these indicator functions, yeah. So फायदा नहीं है हमें कोई इसका. So is there a practical way to bring the, yes, that is the Lagrange method. It says okay, instead of using indicator functions, use linear combination of the constraints as penalty, yeah. और जो linear combination उनको क्या देना है, weights कितने देने हैं, make that a parameter. So what's the gain? The gain is that your constraint problem becomes unconstrained. What's the cost? Pay क्या करते हैं, parameter बढ़ा लिए आपने, अब वो lambdas भी parameter बन जाएंगे, right? So here it is, the Lagrangian, मशहूर, very famous Lagrangian fx and यहाँ इंडिकेटर फंक्शन था ना, which is the exact ideal way. Instead of that, we say okay, make a linear combination of the weights, okay, sorry, constraints, and make these part of the x and lambda. Now देखिए it's a function of x and lambda both. Yeah, so you have increased the parameters and you have to optimize over x and lambda. We call these multipliers or the weights, we call them Lagrange multipliers. The function that you get is called the Lagrangian, very well known. Now ये स्लाइड उल्टी हो गई है, ठीक है वो पहले आ गई. सो क्वेश्चन यू माइट आस्क, ओके वी हैव दिस Lagrangian नाउ, what इसमें सॉल्व क्या करना है, अब हमने किस चीज़ को मिनिमाइज करना है, तो दैट इज़ नॉट एन ईजी आंसर. सो वी विल हैव टू गो हियर. वो स्लाइड बहुत ही पहले आ गई, चले हैं. आई विल गो फ्रॉम हियर. we'll look at let's look at this new function carefully. This is the Lagrangian you got. Yeah, you have included your constraints as linear combination of the constraints. First note that for every x, jx is the maximizer of this Lagrangian. जिसको हमने minimize करना है, that itself is a maximizer of the Lagrangian for lambda greater or equal to 0. ये आपको समझ आता है कि when what do we mean by this? This jx that we want to minimize, for every x, jx is the maximum of the Lagrangian. ठीक है, वो क्यों है देखिए. पहले तो let's look at this thing. दो ही options हैं, yeah, either an x will satisfy the constraints or it will violate one or more of them. Let's start with the easy one. Let's say x satisfies all the constraints. ठीक है, then we only need to minimize fx. Okay, why? Because it's satisfying all the constraints. जो x की value है एक given x की, if it is satisfying all the constraints, should I penalize it? Extra penalty देने की ज़रूरत है मुझे? ये जो extra penalty ये extra penalty है ना, actual तो you wanted to minimize this thing, right? This is extra penalty to make sure that the constraints are met. Now I am telling you that at a particular value of x the constraints are met, let's say, then I don't need this penalty. तो अब इसको कैसे निकालो यहाँ से? सारे lambda 0 कर दूँ, right? That's the only way. Remember lambda is greater or equal to 0. So the only way to get rid of this penalty for that particular x is to set all the lambdas to 0. Right? Now if I set all the lambdas to 0, I have taken the maximum possible value of the Lagrangian at that x. क्यों? Because remember, अगर मैं इन lambdas को 0 ना करता तो gi x satisfy हो रहे हैं and they are all negative. नज़र आ रहा है? जब satisfy हो रहे हैं इसका they are all giving me negative values. If they are giving me negative values, multiply them with some lambdas, you are actually making the function smaller. तो उसको मैं जब 0 कर दिया तो आई एम टेकिंग द मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल वैल्यू. समझ आ रही? थोड़ा सा बाद में दोबारा पढ़ लेना, बट इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टफ. ये फाइनल स्लाइड है इसकी. सो इफ x satisfies all constraints, then jx is a maximizer of Lx. Now the other case, if x violates some constraint, let's say it violates gix कोई for I some I, ठीक है, चौथा constraint इसने violate कर दिया, then the cost should be infinitely large, क्योंकि हमने allow नहीं कर रहे उसको हम, right? If the cost should be infinitely large, this can be achieved by lambda I for that particular जो constraint fail हो रहा है. Let's say this constraint third G3 is failing, then I want lambda 3 to be infinity, right? But if I set that infinity, that's the maximum value of this. दोनों सूरतों में jx is the maximizer of Lx lambda. ठीक है? So fine, then it mathematically makes sense to say that jx is a maximizer of over lambda, of course, right, for any given x. दोनों सूरतों में. Now what we wanted to minimize in the first place was jx. तो हम actually फिर mini max problem solve कर रहे होते हैं. Agreed? because we are saying we want to minimize this Jx, but it turns out that Jx is a maximizer of the Lagrangian, so min max, ठीक है, min max max min, फिर उसके कुछ थ्योरम है वो कर करा के इसका जवाब निकला है, ठीक है. So eventually this is our goal, actually you minimize the maximum of the Lagrangian, minimize over x, maximize over lambda greater or equal to 0, and whatever answer you get, that is this thing. Primal versus dual in constrained optimization. Wasn't there another slide? उसमें क्या था ये, अच्छा ये बीच में कहीं आ रही है, ठीक, I'll just delete it later. Primal versus dual is also going to help us in solving Lagrange multiplier problems, and it is like this. The duality पढ़ी है आपने कहीं पे, सुना हुआ है? So we can always or often solve an optimization problem, we can convert it into a different optimization problem that we call its dual, ठीक है. Now the dual is what? It's converting from one set of variables into another problem into another set of variables lambda, ठीक है. और होता क्या है कि एक का solution जो है वो दूसरे का भी solution है, ठीक है. तो there is एक वो पहेली हम पूछते हैं कि father जो ना in the Arab world had a lot of money, and when he had two sons, when he was about to die, he told them, I have hidden lots of gold in far away कोई town था, and he told them, तुम में से यानी whoever horse enters that city first gets all the money. Sorry, whoever horse enters that city last will get all the money, ठीक है. अब वो दोनों क्या करते हैं, घोड़े पे बैठते हैं, उस तरफ जाते हैं, बट दे डोंट वांट टू एंटर द सिटी, ठीक है, क्योंकि जो एंड में एंटर होगा उसको पैसा मिलेगा. Now after wandering around that town for many years, they go to a wise guy and ask him what should they do, and he whispers something to them, ठीक है, and both of them run to the horses, sit on them and start galloping towards that city. पहले जाने की क्या कहा था उसने उनको? What did the wise man say to them? सुना हुआ है? So he told them कि एक दूसरे के घोड़े पे बैठ जाओ, ठीक है, and take your horse to the, that is the dual problem. He changed the problem. Solution is the same, yeah. So इसमें भी यही होता है, you convert the problem into a different formulation and then solve that one, and the overall thing is solved, okay. So now here this is the primal, the common one. This is the dual, which is written in the Lagrange multipliers, okay. Now what we do is, instead of saying minimize fx subject to this, we say maximize d lambda subject to lambda is greater. So now our variables are these, and before we can do this, we always first find d lambda, which is the minimizer of Lx lambda. Remember Jx was the maximizer of it, yeah. अब d lambda एक नया variable, एक नया objective function आ गया. This is called the dual of this one. It can be proven that dual is concave when fx and gx are not convex. इस problem में even if they are not convex, dual is concave, and concave is very good because उसका भी guaranteed होते हैं maxima, right. Convex optimization, we already discussed this briefly. Now mathematically we will just write it. You define a, वो जो मैंने line वाला test नहीं बताया, this is the mathematics, ये वही कह रहा बस, I won't spend time on that. And line test for the function, there is line test for the set, line test for उनकी mathematical, if you just carefully इनको पढ़ेंगे तो ये यही बात कर रहे हैं जो diagram में. Linear programming is a common type of convex optimization in which objective and constraints are all linear, वो मैंने आपको already बताया. So this is the primal of the linear programming. This is the Lagrangian, agreed? यही है, वो lambdas करके ax minus b हम ले आए उसके अंदर, right? This is the Lagrangian. दो forms में लिखा है because the second form is more useful. Then the dual is this. अब ये dual आया कहाँ से? Just to give you an idea, we said in the dual you have to maximize d lambda, ऐसे ही है. One, we said d lambda is the minimizer of Lx lambda over x. So उसका derivative ले लें with respect to x. Now you have Lx lambda here, ये है ना. If you take the derivative of this with respect to x, ये तो गया, ऐसे ही है. So you get c plus at lambda equals 0. Yeah, solve that, put that in the Lagrangian and you get, वो तो है कि optimize कहाँ होता है, but then put that value in there and you get that thing. Lambda tb and bt lambda is the same thing, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, दोनों vectors हैं तो वो उसी का निकल आएगा. So that's how you actually get the dual. Okay, you got the dual. For subject 2 you already found the constraint c plus at lambda. Notice के dual में x कहीं नहीं है, ऐसे ही है. So it makes things much easier for us to do that. Now quadratic programming, last topic, another this is also convex optimization, but here the objective is quadratic and constraints are linear. So quadratic क्या है, ये form है, half x dx, मतलब simple अगर scalar होगा तो is talking about half x square की बात करें plus x, but the constraints have to be linear. Okay, only the objective is quadratic. इसका Lagrangian ये है और exact same way से you can form its dual. Now notice the primal has how many parameters? D. The dual has m. So depending on which are fewer. Okay, normally we try to choose based on that, and often mostly देखिए ना constraint अक्सर कम होते हैं data sample की निस्बत या range जो feasible set की निस्बत. So usually we solve the dual. Okay, so makes sense. That's it. If you have any questions.